on the Lyon's den.
Anything ever happens, call Grant Rashton. That's what Frank always said.
You should go.
There are some outstanding financial issues.
I believe this completes our transaction.
DC, Vice! Hands behind your back!
We've all made sacrifices, Grant.
The Harrison Foundation is global.
You shut down the clinic, George Riley and his staff do pro bono out of this building.
Grant Rashton popped the other night with a hook.
Just tell me one thing. Tell me you wore a condom.
It didn't happen.
Did you wear a condom?
Yes.
Hey.
You have no idea what kind of favors I had to trade to get in here.
Political?
No. That'd be bribery. But yes. Riley, the skybox to the Skins Eagle scheme.
What? You and I aren't going?
No.
Why? Just because we bill Schro Industries $3 million a year?
That and the family's long-standing relationship to Terrence Christensen.
I've always wanted to be in the skybox.
It's fairly amazing.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, why am I here?
You work with the firm?
Well, a man unjustly deprived of his civil liberties, denied due process. You're thinking, hey, if it bleeds, let's bring in Riley.
Come on, we're working together again, like Starsky and Hutch.
And all of this just to see my son. The DOJ has labeled him a national security threat.
You mean like a terrorist?
Yes. Jack Turner, George Riley, Philip Scherow, Kate Scherow. How do you do?
Mr. and Mrs. Scherow.
We're no longer married.
Noted. At this point, we don't believe the government has sufficient evidence to warrant holding your son under SAM.
Sam?
Special administrative measures. It allows the government to waive attorney-client privilege.
Keeps the accused isolated. How long has it been since you've had contact with Bryce?
6 years. You know, right after his dishonorable discharge from the Army. There's been an estrangement. My son and I have a complicated relationship.
Is that what you call it?
Kate.
I am so sorry to have kept you waiting. Riley, Mr. Scherow, may I see the letter that you received?
It says that Philip's son is being held by the Justice Department under the name Chuck Porter.
Do you know who sent the letter?
No, it's not signed.
Mr. Scherow, I think that someone is playing a joke on you.
A joke?
I don't think that the Chuck Porter we have in custody is your son.
But we've agreed that Mr. Scherow could see for himself.
Well, of course, I'll allow you to see the man that we're holding, but I think it's a waste of your time. Go ahead.
We're ready.
Kate.
Linda, how long have you had this guy in custody?
2 months.
Without counsel.
He's fired 2 lawyers so far, now he's acting as his own attorney.
He's charged with conspiracy to commit a terrorist act based on what?
We believe he's involved in an imminent threat.
Which is?
Building, transporting, and planting explosive materials.
There's no way.
I told you this couldn't be your son. This guy's a white supremacist who wants to start a race war.
No, that's him. That's my son.
Oh, there's nothing in the Post about Philip Sherrow's son being held by the Justice Department.
Oh.
The Times had a story on terrorism, but no mention of Sherrow's son. The Journal has a column about the Patriot Act, but again, no mention of Scherow. But good news. Hurricane Shaniqua has been downgraded to a tropical storm.
Shaniqua?
Problem with that?
No. Have you already read all those papers?
Online. I get the news earlier, faster, and I save a few trees, but that's because I care.
I care.
I can tell.
I recycle.
I'm sure.
Morning. Fritz Scott?
What about it?
It's Grant's case.
I know.
He's not gonna want my help.
Too bad. He's getting it. It's in vitro. It's fertilized eggs. I want to put a female face on this. You got the memo that you're downstairs now, right?
Yeah.
You're here because you don't want Ariel on the egg trial.
Jack, this doesn't have anything to do with Ariel. It's just that I feel I can go this alone.
Well, you're going to have to get over that. See, I know you two have been sleeping together, pretty much everyone knows, and it's highly unprofessional, but I have to say, Grant, I like your taste. Ariel, not so much yours. Now, you two can learn to work together, or you can revise your resumes. It's your choice. But I'm not going to gerrymander the workload based on your careless indiscretions. Questions?
None here.
No, I'm good.
Okay. I have to go now.
Your dad on line 1.
Call back.
You can't keep ducking him.
Call back.
Why do I have a feeling this is going to go badly?
Because it will.
Well, I hear the ground rules. A moratorium I'm talking about. You know.
Well, we've never talked about it, you know, so how can we have a moratorium?
Okay, you had your chance. Window's closed.
Too bad. I'm breaking it.
And I fulfilled my end of this bargain, Jack. You've seen our detainee.
Yeah, we identified him for you. We did your job.
Chuck Porter.
His name is Bryce Giroux.
I'll amend that on the charging papers.
Good. What do you got on him?
Bryce is a member of a white supremacist cell. He's been passing for white, sending threatening letters to mosques, black churches, synagogues.
You're going to have to do better than hate mail to hold him under SAM.
This morning, I received intelligence informing me that Bryce Giroux's cell is planning to detonate a substantial explosive device this weekend. We also raided a cell member's house in Memphis and found trace elements of potassium nitrate, blasting caps, detonating cords.
What do you have that concretely links Bryce to this threat?
That's all I can say.
You haven't said
Until
anything.
Bryce starts to share. Until then, he is in isolation. That means no visitors, no friends, family, and it looks like no counsel.
Well, how can I represent him if I can't talk to him?
You have to sign the SAM agreement, allowing us to monitor and record all of your meetings.
What good lawyer would agree to that?
A smart one who has no other choice. It's a new day, people. Or did you two fall and bump your head on September 10th, 2001 and just wake up?
Fritz. Jazz calms him. Fritz! This is Ariel Saxton. She's going to be helping us out.
Hi.
Hello.
So the only issue for trial is who keeps the fertilized eggs?
They're left over from the in vitro fertilization Celia and Fritz started a couple years ago.
Celia, your ex?
Yes. No. Almost. Signatures on divorce papers is all.
You had unsuccessful implant attempts and then gave up trying?
Correct.
Are there outstanding issues with the settlement, or...?
No.
Fritz wants to implant the eggs into a surrogate.
Well, you can be sure that the opposing counsel will ask why you have to have your ex-wife's eggs.
Look, I'm the reason we couldn't have children the traditional way. The doctors have told me that since the in vitro, my sperm is no longer viable. So the only way that I can have a child is by using the eggs we fertilized.
What does your ex-wife want?
She wants the eggs destroyed.
You signed a standard in vitro contract that states that discarded eggs are to be destroyed.
Yes, the case law and the contract law are against us here. We have to go.
SAM tramples civil liberties. It discourages open exchanges between a defendant and his attorney. Turns us into tools for the prosecution.
Well, but this is different. It's upside down. The crime hasn't been committed yet.
All the more reason not to sign it. He hasn't done anything wrong.
Not the Maytag or Perriman. He wants to start a race war.
I'm not defending his ideology, only his Fourth and Sixth Amendment rights. It's a slippery slope, John.
He's not with a slippery slope to Orwell and the land of Draconia.
A society that sacrifices liberty in favor of safety deserves neither.
I thought it was freedom in favor of security has neither.
Same thing.
SAM was designed to prevent an inmate from sending messages to a third party to solicit violence against...
Convicted prisoners, not pretrial suspects.
You know, you're really not embracing the spirit of Starsky and Hutch.
I don't even know who that is.
Sorry.
Oh, my bad. I just have one contact in. Lost the other one in the cab.
Lucky me. Imagine if you'd have lost them both.
Yeah.
In vitro contracts. I believe you're our opposition.
Oh, my God. You're Grant Rashton? Oh, I'm so in trouble. I'm just substituting in for one of my colleagues. I didn't know I was going up against you.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be fine.
I'm sure. I'll see you inside.
If she talks anything like she walks, this isn't going to go 2 rounds.
He can't make me a parent against my will.
You understand, Dr. Scott, that in no way is Mr. Scott asking you to be the parent to the child born from the fertilized eggs. He would assume full parental rights.
It's my egg, my child, my responsibility.
Yet you are aware that Mr. Scott cannot ever have children if you destroy those eggs.
The marriage is over. I don't want a child with him. I want a clean break, and I'm in a new relationship. And even if we were still married, I wouldn't want a child with him anymore.
May I ask you why that is, Dr. Scott?
He had no time for children. There was barely time for me. All he cares about is his company.
The house on DuPont Circle, that was paid for with earnings from Mr. Scott's company, correct?
Yes.
Your Mercedes is actually a company car, isn't it?
Yes.
The safari in Nigeria, sailing in St. Bart's, antiquing in Prague.
Objection. Relevance.
I'll allow it.
Earnings from Mr. Scott's company made these vacations possible, didn't they?
I guess so.
Yet you complain about the company even as you take half its profit.
I didn't marry a checkbook. It wasn't enough.
Well, I wonder how much would be enough for you, Miss Scott.
Objection. Argumentative.
Sustained.
The cars, the house, the houses. He has given you everything. In fact, the only thing that Mr. Scott asked from you are the eggs that he fertilized.
Yes.
But that's too much to ask, isn't it? Well, after all, you've moved on. No more, Your Honor.
Bryce did 4 years for carjacking at Marion.
Seems to have softened him. I just got off the phone with the White Rights guys over at Public Affairs.
Wait a minute. White Rights has public affairs?
Press liaison, yes.
Okay.
When the FBI arrested Bryce, they turned the headquarters upside down, his house too. They took him away, found nothing.
No guns, no bomb kits?
No, some porn, some flyers, barrel of pretzels, supplies for Armageddon.
That would explain the porn.
And he had a girlfriend, Beth McCarty, bottom of the page. They brought her in overnight when they took Bryce, then they let her go.
Do you have an address?
Yes.
Linda Solis on line 2.
Hello? I see. Yeah. Thank you. We have to get to a TV.
What happened?
A rental truck filled with explosives blew up while driving on I-440 near Raleigh. The rental agreement was tied to a White Rights member.
How bad?
Well, the driver was killed instantly. It also took out an SUV with a family of 4. Screw the Sam.
Jack.
Forget it.
Why do you want the eggs, Mr. Scott?
I want to be a father.
Me too. I mean, a mother.
Well, that's nice. Good luck.
Can we stay on point, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. How many hours do you typically work during the week?
Well, that's hard to say.
More than 40?
Oh, yeah.
Do you work the weekend?
I do, but I'm going to cut back when I have the baby.
Didn't your wife ask you repeatedly to cut back?
She did.
Did you?
I tried.
So you failed when your wife asked you to cut back, but you will succeed with this new baby.
Objection. Asked and answered.
Sustained.
Are you a diabetic, Mr. Scott?
Yes, I am.
And are these copies of your latest medical records? It appears from these records that your diabetes has worsened. Is that true?
Yes, that is true.
And have your doctors told you that within the next 5 to 10 years, your kidneys may be in failure?
That's possible.
And because of a combination of genetic factors, it may be difficult to find a matching kidney for you.
My doctors have told me that.
You've had your family members tested and have not found a matching kidney as of yet.
Correct.
So you've discussed alternatives with your doctors?
Yes.
And among those alternatives is having a child, is it not? You'll be in need of a matching kidney just around the time that this child that you so desperately want will be between the ages of 5 and 10 years old, making this child an eligible organ donor. Isn't that right, Mr. Scott?
Objection. He's not a doctor.
Overruled.
That is not what this is about, I
That's
swear.
exactly what this is about, Mr. Scott. You don't want a child. You need an organ donor, don't you?
Sucker punched Romeo.
Never. Never. That's insane.
But you admit that it's true the child could be a match.
Yes, of course.
Is it part of the reason why you wanted a child?
No, no. I just...
What are you trying to say, Fritz?
I wanted a child before I knew about my kidneys.
But it factored in your decision.
Celia and I were happy when we were trying to have a baby.
Celia is already in another relationship, Fritz.
You know it's too late.
Who says you can't go back if two people still love each other?
Fritz, think of it as over.
I need to go to the bathroom.
I think after what happened in North Carolina today, we have to sign the SAM agreement.
No,
No.
I won't give up my son's rights.
We'll change lawyers if we have to.
That's an option.
You're okay with this, Terry?
He's not going to get any counsel if we don't sign it, Philip.
And I'm going to give it another push, but I can tell you what the answer is.
I know the way it looks now. Bryce doesn't seem like he's worth fighting for. But he is. Excuse me.
Kate.
Blames me. Probably right.
It's every parent's lament.
Yeah. And your sons hate not only you, but the skin you gave them.
Damn it.
Do what you gotta do.
A transplant is not gonna kill the kid.
You could fathom doing that to your child, taking their organs.
Yes, but then again, I'm not happy with my pancreas.
You're sick. Then I'm talking to a man who buys sex.
Enough.
What didn't I give you that a hooker did? Because I know it wasn't better sex.
I didn't do a hooker.
You're denying it? I was just going for some treacly apology.
It didn't happen.
Why should I believe you?
Because the truth is worse. I was covering for a client. He slept with her, not me.
Who?
Frank Harrison. He died in a hotel room. He didn't die at home.
You allowed me to believe that you allowed me to feel the way that I do because...
I told you that the truth is worse. Fritz, I'm glad you're back. Listen, the law is against us here, and now so is the judge. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw the organ donor argument right back at her.
How?
You could die if you don't find a kidney donor. Is that correct?
5 to 10 years from now, it's possible.
Well, there's a case, Kirsten versus McMillan.
You know, that case is not in this jurisdiction.
Yes, I'm aware it's a long shot, thank you.
So you want to argue that Celia has a moral duty that overrides the contract?
Yes. A duty to save, a duty to rescue.
I like that.
The SAM are fully justified.
What if I conducted an in-camera review? Would the government oppose?
No, Your Honor.
Well, we need to see the evidence. Or are we a security threat?
Sign the SAM agreement and you can.
And if Your Honor would strike Sam, perhaps we could help the government. But I have a client, and that agreement violates one of the most important tenets of...
Without specifics, Miss Solis, what is the basis of the SAM?
Sir, we have learned of new intelligence that Mr. Giroux's cell is not targeting churches and synagogues, but corporations headed by African-American CEOs within the next 24 hours. Mr. Turner's client knows the exact target and the exact time.
Your Honor, in light of this new development, we waive our objection to the SAM.
1 second, Your Honor.
With the caveat that the government allow us to confront Bryce Giroux with his father.
Why?
Because he's been living a lie. Threat of exposure might bring something out. It might save some lives.
Your Honor.
Look, I just met you halfway. Now you have a choice to make. Bryce, I'm Jack Turner. I'm an attorney your father's hired to help you.
You need to know that this meeting is being recorded by the Justice Department. How are they treating you?
Do you know why you're being held?
Yes.
So you're aware of the charges against you?
Yes.
Do you know anything about your organization planting any kind of explosive devices against African American concerns?
I know there'll be a day when we strike first in our war against the impure.
You're saying you know about a bomb? And be aware, anything you say now can be used against you.
I know the pure must unite and smite the impure.
Okay, it's all right. This is gonna help. It's okay.
I can barely look at you.
I thought you'd be pleased. You always used to preach that the key to success in the white man's world was to sound like him, dress like him, act like him. I'm the son you always wanted.
Have you lost your mind?
4 years in prison did give me perspective. Thank you for that.
How'd you let you ride in here?
Like last time?
Bryce? You want to get back at me?
You get back at me. Be a man.
Won't you kill innocent people?
You can make it easier on yourself if you cooperate. Do you know where the bomb is?
No.
You realize if you don't cooperate, the government's going to put you back in general population.
Been there before.
Yeah, only this time your secret's gonna be out. And between the black gangs and the Aryan Nation, you never make it out alive.
Leave.
Leave?
We're not going anywhere, Bryce.
And we're in no hurry.
If you knew what I knew, you would be.
I'm sorry.
Why didn't you just tell me
You want the obvious reasons?
that you had to take the fall for the client, that getting ahead was more important than me?
That's not very defensible, is it?
No, but it sounds like you. I'm an idiot. You waste my time. What do I get out of...
Us?
Yeah.
What do you think?
No. No, God.
I made a choice that sacrificed you. I cannot tell you how awful that makes me feel, and I am sorry that I never told you the truth. I am sorry.
But me accusing you of paying for it was just too much to bear.
Kinda.
That is so you. God, just go. Go away.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought I was helping them. Who owns the businesses, runs the government in this country? I wanted Bryce to be able to succeed on their terms. I wanted him to fit in. That doesn't mean that I wanted him to hate himself, where he came from.
Don't put it all on you, Phil. Who knows who he met in the army, in prison?
First time Bryce went to prison, he asked me to get a lawyer to appeal the case to get him out.
You refused?
Yes. What's worse, I told him that it was a decision that both his mother and I agreed on.
So Kate never knew he was in prison. Oh, God.
I was embarrassed that he stole a car. Embarrassed. And now look.
Spoke to the prosecutor's office.
Yeah?
They did DNA sampling on the letter.
Mm-hmm.
The anonymous letter sent to Phil Chereau telling him his son was being held by justice.
DNA, like who licked the envelope?
Yeah. It matches at least 2 of the threatening letters sent to the mosques and the synagogues. So, someone in Bryce Chereau's supremacist group sent both letters. Someone who knows Philip Chereau's his father.
And they wanted Bryce's old man to help.
The girlfriend.
I have the address. It's in Cullum.
If a woman sees a man drowning and she's standing on a dock next to a life preserver, she has a duty to throw that man that life preserver. Celia Scott has the power to save Fritz Scott's life. She has a moral, legal, and ethical duty to do so.
He's arguing a law that is not an issue here, Your Honor.
There's federal jurisprudence that supports a duty to rescue, a duty to save.
In this jurisdiction, there's no duty to even be a good Samaritan. I could see a pot about to fall on Mr. Rashton's head and would have no duty to warn him. Clearly, Dr. Scott has no duty to give Fritz a child.
It is the last clear chance doctrine. Celia Scott has the last clear opportunity, Your Honor, to save this man's life.
Even if Dr. Scott had a duty, and I'm by no means conceding that, asking her to become a parent is too great a burden to place on her.
Nice try, Counselor, but I agree with Miss Sanders. Miss Scott has no duty here. Mr. Rashton, do you have anything else?
I do. I mean, Your Honor, I would like to reopen this afternoon. I have a few more questions for Celia Scott.
Is this really necessary? My client has been through enough.
If you could indulge me, Your Honor, I'll be brief.
I'll allow it, but I will be timing you, Miss Saxon. Back here at 2 o'clock.
You go high, I go low.
What?
Never mind.
Yes?
Hi. Is this Chuck Porter's house?
How do you know Chuck?
I'm Jack Turner. This is George Riley. We're lawyers from D.C. We're friends of the family. We're trying to help him.
I didn't know he had any family.
Could we come in for a minute?
Yes.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Have you seen him? Is he okay?
He's fine. How are you?
I'm getting over the flu.
Has anyone from the government been in touch with you?
No, it's been driving me crazy. And they won't let me talk to him, let alone see him. I don't know what to do. It's been 2 months.
You and Chuck lived here together?
Yeah. We were gonna get married, start a family, and then he got arrested. Never seen a court-appointed attorney in a suit like that. Yours, maybe.
How far along are you?
Excuse me?
Oh, you're pregnant.
5 months.
Why are you hiding it, Beth?
I'm not.
Where will you go after you have the baby?
I don't know. Mom's?
Is that your first choice? Because it seems to me you wrote the letter because you love Bryce Chereau and you don't care about his background. But the people around here would, wouldn't they?
And it's not safe for your baby if your skinhead friends find out that Bryce's father is black.
How did you connect Bryce to Philip Chereau?
I found this photo of him and his dad hidden away in storage. And there were these old letters addressed to his dad. He never mailed them. I thought if I wrote to Mr. Shro, he could help Bryce. But if anyone around here finds out who his father is, they'll kill him. They'll hurt my baby.
What do you know about Bryce building bombs?
Bombs?
We know that you helped send threat letters to churches and synagogues.
I worked in the office. I licked envelopes and bought postage and answered stupid phones. You think I helped Bryce make a bomb?
Look, we're trying to help him, but we can't do it if you don't tell us what you know.
Open up, FBI!
Marcy Lewis, Special Agent in Charge, FBI. Beth McCarty, you're under arrest.
You don't need to do this.
This warrant says I do.
Just take it easy. She's pregnant. She's pregnant. Just take it easy.
It'll be okay, Beth. Did you follow us?
Oh, give me a break. She's been under surveillance for weeks. I'm putting an end to this now before you two compromise our investigation.
Compromise the investigation? This is about you using her to put pressure on Bryce.
Look, she won't trust your people. Let us bring her to Bryce.
We'll find the target.
Because you were so successful with the father?
Give us 10 minutes.
Well, you got a better idea because right now, somewhere, there's a fleet of rental trucks ready to go Gaza Strip.
Okay, 10 minutes. Make it count. I'll be watching.
Dr. Scott, when you and Mr. Scott started the in vitro process, how many eggs were fertilized?
I don't know, about 10?
Why so many?
It often requires several attempts at implantation before you become pregnant.
And how many implants were attempted?
3, 4, I really don't remember.
Miss Saxon, I allowed you to reopen, but I'm doubting the relevance of your questioning.
2 more questions, Your Honor. Why did you stop trying to get pregnant?
I felt that the marriage was shaky. I didn't want to bring a child into it.
But when you signed the in vitro contracts, you and your husband promised one another to have a child.
Yes, but...
Thank you, Celia. Nothing further.
Things change.
Yes, Ms. Scott, they do. Your Honor, the contract states that the eggs can only be destroyed when the fertilization process is complete. As Ms. Scott just testified, the intent of both parties when the contract was signed was to have at least one child.
This is ridiculous.
That has not happened. The fertilization process is not complete. The eggs cannot be destroyed.
Miss Sanders?
The contract states that at death or divorce, the eggs can be discarded. The marriage is over. The process is complete. The eggs can be destroyed.
Your Honor, my client has yet to sign the divorce papers. Their marriage has not officially been terminated.
What?
Your Honor, if we may take a moment to recess, perhaps we can come to a settlement.
Well, let's hope so, counsel, because I am not happy. It was my understanding this divorce issue had been resolved.
Fritz will sign the divorce papers immediately in exchange for the eggs.
This is extortion.
Or this could go on indefinitely. I think that might impact Miss Scott's ability to move on. I think she testified to something about a new relationship.
I can't stay married to you any longer. I can't.
All right, Fritz, you want to sign right there, and the eggs are yours.
Then sign these papers, granting Celia her divorce.
If we can't be together, none of this really matters.
Hello, Bryce. Ask me what time it is, Jack.
What time is it, Riley?
Approximately 2 hours before the starting gun of Bryce's promised race war, and 3 years before he'll be put to death by lethal injection.
Do you white rights guys get the rewards of martyrdom? What is it, 100 hookers and a triple wide?
I don't know, Jack. I think that'll piss off his girlfriend.
She didn't do anything.
She conspired against black churches and synagogues.
She applied postage.
You're gonna tell me where the bomb is right now? Are you and Beth are gonna spend the rest of your lives in prisons, and that's where she can have your baby?
It doesn't matter to me.
What?
It doesn't matter to me.
What doesn't matter to you?
About your father. I asked for his help. I love you. It's going to be a boy.
Did you hear what she said? Your son will be a ward of the state unless you tell us what you know about the imminent threat.
Tell them, Bryce. Please.
What difference does it make? I'll be stuck here, and if I tell you and get out, they'll kill us.
I think I can get you both in witness protection.
Witness protection?
But you've got to tell me where that bomb is now.
There's more than one.
Whisper into me.
Jack, step in here now. The targets.
Immunity and witness protection for both of them.
You're bargaining with me now?
You have an hour and 56 minutes before they blow. Immunity, protection, new identities.
You're not doing this. You're not going to leverage innocent human...
Do you really think you have time to argue this?
Where is the threat, Jack? If anything happens, I swear there's going to be blood on your hands. You two are looking at obstruction of justice.
Obstruction? I'm his lawyer.
You agreed to the SAM.
And I haven't violated it.
Witness protection, Linda.
Why does he deserve it?
Because he is about to save lives and name names, but not until you change their names first.
Okay, I'll make the call. If that bomb kills one human being, those two go with him.
You're insane. Runs in the family.
How long were you gonna hold out?
I was about to fold him.
So which one am I? Starsky or Hutch?
You really haven't seen the show, have you?
Hello? Hello? Hey.
Oh, thanks.
You did great today.
No, you stole the show. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Is, Grant seeing anyone?
No, I don't believe that he is.
Would it be weird if I called him?
Give it a shot.
Okay. Maybe. Anyway, thanks.
Thank you, Terry.
Well, it didn't get your son back.
Yeah, you're not a social worker, Terry. You did what you could.
Let time do its thing, Phil. Then maybe you'll have another chance with your grandson.
Jack, your father called twice this afternoon. He wanted to know if you were free for lunch this week.
Tell my dad I'll have lunch with him anytime he wants.
Should I apologize for taking so long to return his calls?
Let's not get crazy.